Welcome back to the fucking game of life, dude.
Score is tied. There's 3 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm tripping out over the idea of becoming like, of the process of like Leonardo DiCaprio or Leonardo or whatever, of like that person becoming simultaneously like a hot dude, and then everyone's like, "Yo, you're also the best actor." And you're like, "What? For real?" I mean, he was acting since he was a little kid.
Yeah. Imagine growing up and getting everything.
Yeah, how did that work though?
I kind of feel like with a dude like that though, he knows from the time he's a little kid what it's going to be like.
You think?
I don't know, but I imagine that.
But how do kids get into I mean, that's such a wild gamble.
You get pressured by your parents to take it seriously and perform so you can get bigger and bigger roles.
Yeah, but like, dude, it's your parents are rolling like a two-sided die. Your life is either going to be like, it's most likely going to be like a Greek level train wreck, or like you're going to be like on a private island with like naked women feeding you grapes, and you're just like,
do you think
Leo
was ever molested?
I don't like Dorian. You
think about how attractive he was as a young boy. Objectively, that is, not to me.
No, I hear you.
He's older than me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm molest him. Fuck him.
Yeah, yeah. If you could reverse time gun him and shrink ray him back to being a child, yeah, I'd molest him right now. I don't give a fuck.
What age would you shrink ray him back to? Just to get to the bottom of this whole thing.
Yeah. Was he an adult in Gilbert Grape?
No, wasn't he like 12?
No, he was. He came across as older because he was retarded.
He's very mature for his age.
True.
Anyway,
I don't know, but yeah, that's such a fucking, because we were talking about the AC stuff.
Do you think he was looking up at the stars, going like, "What if I was the best at this? What if I applied myself to my craft and I became the '1 ever? Imagine me on the red carpet." Do you think he was doing that?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't understand this process, because it's like I feel like you're being fed into like a potential wood chipper as a kid. Because like the Aaron Carter thing, that was like I just saw an article like, maybe it's fucked up that we pressure kids to become famous from a young age. I don't know. It turns out maybe that's not the best move. That's what they're writing in 2022, and it's like, yeah, I thought that was like an agreed upon.
I thought JonBenet Ramsey put an end to all of it.
Which one was that?
That was the child pageant star that was murdered.
Yeah. No, dude, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop to be like, yo. Because like you get to a certain age, you're like, yo, if someone had fucking put me in pageants and shit when I was little, my life, and they see a kid and go, that's what we're doing.
I think there are little like
could just be me, but I feel like that's the thing that happens.
There's places where like a dude will get the idea, like he starts running boy band camps. Like I think Central Pennsylvania might have like kind of a budding boy band scene that goes way back, and I think it's probably as like you sign your kid up for dance classes, you sign them up for singing lessons, you have them try out. And then you hope that,
they're hot. You hope they're hot.
And then, yeah.
I hope my son's hot as fuck.
Let me go take this dude to like a moldy recording studio where a guy who's never made any money is like, I think your kid's got what it takes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who else would put this together but a pedophile? To be able to like look at an 8-year-old and be like, he doesn't have it. That kid's not going to be hot.
Yeah. Dude, so I think I told you guys this before, but we used to get stopped for Finn all the time by like little agencies and shit. Like, you got to take your kid, because he looked like a little porcelain doll as a kid, and he's
got a platinum diaper hanging on the wall with a plaque.
We finally took him to a place, and they were, they loved him, and they were very intense about this. They go, we have to get him started now because we don't know what he's going to look like in 2 years.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All we need to get started is $250 from you. You can do the check?
Dude, they were going to do...
They almost got me in the mall one time.
Yeah.
I was in high school, and they were like, do you want to model? And I was like, nah, it's kind of gay, but thanks, guys. And I was like kind of walking away, like feeling pretty good about myself, and I looked back, and they were asking every single fucking person that was by. Damn it, dude. I was like, oh, it's mighty nice to you guys, but I'm going to head on down here to Foot Locker and grab some basketball shoes. My mom's waiting in the car. I got to get back. Yeah, no, they tricked me, but it was all biz.
Yeah, and they were offering to pay for it. They were going to pay for his headshots. They were going to pay for his first audition shit. And I'm just like,
where did they encounter you?
This lady stopped us at like Whole Foods or something.
Really?
Yeah, it was like away from the city. It was like in our lives. And they're like, well, you want to just check this one out, and see, And yeah, it's
really the
creepy.
work of the devil.
That's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
creepy
Though.
as fuck.
It would be one thing if it was a person who's like, by the way, I'm a film producer. I've been for 6 months. I've been casting a 6-year-old, and I have not found the match. Your son's exactly what I'm looking for, and it's a movie about a child who gets molested by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and there's graphic sex in it. that would make more sense to me. But for someone to be like, I'll find something for this kid, to me, that's horrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. That was
Yeah.
it was a huge business. I don't know if it's I guess with like YouTube it's become like the hot kid industry has been decentralized.
Well, Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. But yeah, I guess so. But it's like that was like how they used to print records and CDs and shit. Like there was like a centralized thing. You could grab hot
Oh,
kids
dude, what about That Thing You
exclusively
Do remake, but it's about a guy trying to start like a hot boy TikTok house. I want to invite you guys to the Playtone house. And it's just a bunch of dudes just like swiping their bangs in front of like a selfie camera all day.
Someone's definitely probably tried to get like to farm this idea a little bit. Just in a house, hot teens coming through like, yo, I'm gonna make one like 4 of you guys are gonna be it. And just dudes like, whoa, cool.
I always knew it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching reality TV way back when it was like the Housewives when that first came on TV. I was sitting in a bedroom and I remember watching it and being like, people are going to start out. It's like at that time I was watching reality TV and it was like that I was like watching that behavior and I was like, that's going to become so much more common in the general population.
You knew it. You saw it.
Dude,
you
I was
said,
like-
I think this show's got what it takes.
No, I was like, people are going to start like this is going to become a thing that like people are going to go, oh, okay, this is it's on TV, so they're going like, this is something people pay attention
You were
to.
strapped in for the birth of a genre.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
for like the degeneration of behavior.
Yeah, you were looking at the life imitating art aspect.
Yeah,
of it.
exactly.
Me, I was like, this will never last. This is the most boring concept I've ever heard.
Yeah, I knew it
Boy,
was
was I wrong.
I knew it was going to alter society. I saw it and I went, this is going to change.
Yeah, so I was riding it from the beginning too, and I remember like early on shows like Paradise Hotel where they put a bunch of hot people in a house and tell them not to fuck each other, but also fuck each other.
Yeah.
That was the sickest. Like
Yeah, it was nuts.
yeah, and it was like that was.
How do
like,
you think you would have done on the Road Rules?
Road Rules the
Road Rules.
challenge?
Yeah,
The-
just on the original show, Real World.
oh,
Road.
not good.
You know what I mean?
Not
Yeah.
good. Not real world. None of those. None of those. I wouldn't have like when it came to like the challenge shows. Like
Yeah.
I could have got up for that. But just like
sure,
day to day living with these people.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
No, wasn't Road Rules? That was all competitions, wasn't it?
was it really?
I don't remember.
Real World. I didn't really watch those. But I
Real World
remember,
was living in the house. Road Rules, I think, was like
okay.
guts
My bad.
on a
I'm
bus.
thinking of just Real World then.
Yeah,
okay,
no, I
yeah,
don't think
yeah.
I would have did. I would have had
Yeah.
trouble. I would have had trouble in that.
That was the.
Oh, for
That's what I'm
sure.
saying. That what I watched was like, they're kind of like.
Sid would get in a fight with a cameraman.
Yeah, dude, it was like it would either be that or me just being an STD super spreader. Like I would either be trying to like fuck everybody or fight everybody. I
That's
would
what
not
everyone
be
there
good.
was also doing though. That's the problem.
Yeah, but that's ugly fuel you're burning. You know what I mean? I don't think I could
I know.
do that for how long they're doing that.
No. What I was saying, I was watching that and I was like, this is giving rise. There was a personality type that was like excelling through these reality shows that
Yeah.
was normally like disconnected from their own personal network. And now they were finding that way of being and being like, no, this is actually kind of sick. And like the whole country's pumped on
Yeah,
this.
gets
And I
ready.
remember being like, this is fucked up.
Yeah, Puck.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
That outlandish behavior guy.
Which one was, wait, I'm thinking of Tech. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of
Now
Tech.
maybe that's the guy I'm thinking of. I don't know the names.
Black dude with the vest is Tech. I
No,
think.
Puck was a white guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thinking there's a guy with a vest on.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, imagine you're in the vest, no shirt underneath, and it's just like real world. This is a real world, dude. I'm just living being.
Did they still make that shit?
I think they
Because
kinda
now it's just
quietly
it's just
stopped.
following your frenemies on Instagram. You go, fucking idiot, loser.
Yeah, I think they stopped.
Good
I don't.
one.
I think they
Yeah.
still have like the Bachelorette. I think that's like. That's one where you like a bunch of people fuck a lady and then I don't forget what happens. She wins like $1 million or something. But yeah, I remember seeing that and being like, oh,
There's some bizarre setups on Netflix right now. There's one there's one called The Circle, I believe, and it's like these 8 people live in these dorms in like this apartment building, and they only communicate via social media, and they're on a social network of just the 8 of them, and some of them are catfishing and some of them are real. And I don't even remember the point of it, but eventually people get like found out and eliminated and shit like that. There's right now she's watching a Japanese show called I want to fall in love like in a romantic drama. And what they did, it's a Japanese dating show, and they held a casting call for people. They were auditioning for a scene where you played a couple who was deeply in love and you shared a kiss. But what the actual show is they're filming that process to see if they make them rehearse this enough, will any of them fall in love with each other?
That's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
Japanese show?
Yeah. It's on Netflix.
Dude, that's cutting edge.
It's crazy. And it's like beautifully filmed, and they capture these very intense personal moments. Very compelling stuff.
What?
Yeah.
I like that.
But a lot of it's dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also they have comedians in Japan like commenting on the show, like sitting in the studio, like watching the clips and going like, oh, I get like reacting to it live.
Yeah.
And they have a morbidly obese Japanese woman as one of the comedians. And I don't know if I've ever seen one before.
She crush it?
I think so, but she might just also be talking the loudest and smiling the widest and laughing at her own jokes. Not like anyone I'm not referring to like any other person. I'm just saying that like that seems to be her style of comedy.
It's a sick move. Mm-hmm. It works. Just have the most fun.
She's on Netflix.
Yeah, this person's right.
Suck her dick.
Damn, dude. She's a presence.
She's plump. She's Hawaiian looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think about that a lot. I'm like, then it was like, there's reality TV came out as social media was kind of building up, if I remember correctly. Because that was like when I was in college, it was like Real House. Like it had been Road Rules and all that stuff. And then it was like.
Social media was like reality TV, the video game.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
What happened was people were like kicking around, just living, like whatever lives. And then it was like, they saw reality TV and they were like, I'm kind of like that. Like
they got hypnotized.
That actually kind of rules. And then it was like, bam, here's social media. Now you're the star of your own show.
Dude, I actually, after reality TV took off, everyone's aunts got really uppity. Everyone's aunts started acting fucking buck wild.
Dude, it was glass of wine.
It was weapons free. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of husbands got cheated. A lot of like weird uncles got cheated on.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking just real messy bitch stuff.
It was Desperate Housewives. That was the era.
Showing their ass, man.
Sex and the City, Desperate Housewives, when they were just like, it was just girls being sluts.
Yeah, but there was another undercurrent.
Are we being psyoped right now, dude?
Yeah, dude, we were, because there was another undercurrent of reality TV. There was a whole other genre of reality TV that was just cyclically exposing people to just other people being slutty as fuck.
Cheaters.
So like Blind Date.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Blind Date, like the one where they were going on a cruise. I forget what it was called. It was like Blind Date, but on a ship they would take them on. Mm-hmm. And you would just watch people start a day and go from meeting to fucking. And it was like they would cast like the sluttiest.
That's like a French film. That's all.
Yeah. It was like, it would be like they would find the sluttiest chick that's trying to change her life.
Yeah.
And like hook her up with like the hottest idiot they could find and give them alcohol all day on like cool adrenaline pumping days. Like they would put them on hang gliders and shit together. And then like
so spike their hormones together and it'd be a bonding experience. Yeah, that's basically what the Japanese are doing.
Yeah.
The network would spend so much money on doing stuff for them, they'd be like, you guys should probably fuck now. Like it's kind of rude of you guys not to fuck for us on camera on daytime.
Like obviously in the contract it says you're not required to do anything. I'm just saying that like man to man, like what would be right.
Dude, at the end of every episode of Blind Date, the couple would end up in a jacuzzi with like champagne and like romantic lighting and music and shit.
They didn't show them having. They just insinuated the fact they had sex?
They would just put them in a jacuzzi and see what happens now. Like we give them this whole day of adrenaline pumping bonding.
Oh my god! Meanwhile, they got fucking lights in their face. There's a guy with a goatee fucking filming you with a camera. That's terrible.
Dude, a lot of genital manipulation and slight fucking in the hot tub.
What?
It's yeah, and they were showing it on TV back then. It was like Blind Date was one of the originals. It was like this, I don't know if it was on True TV, but it was like what would have been the equivalent of True TV back then, like one of those like underground channels. And it was, they were pumping that shit. And it was making people think that like being drunk was being fun. Like being drunk and slutty was being fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Love Island, there's cameras in the bedroom, and the bedroom is like a bunk. It's like they all sleep in one room in different beds, and they get reassigned from bed to bed. Did you know about this?
No.
You get paired up
with different people in bed?
Yeah. That was Paradise Hotel's original form.
Yeah, and then like people, like individuals could get eliminated, so someone's just like stranded, and then they'll introduce like 3 new people to come in, and they go, does everyone want to keep their same partners, or would you like a new one? And sometimes it's like, oh, she's pretty. And then they shock the entire group, And they go, oh, I think I want to be partnered up with her. And now you've left the person that you were with, and you probably made out with them, probably sucked on her titties a little bit. She's now left on the chopping block. Like, am I going to be left on my own and eliminated?
So do dudes also get?
So now a different person will have to give up their chick to keep her safe.
That happens as well, yeah.
And dudes get kicked to the side.
It goes both ways. Yeah. And it's always different.
So that was Love Island is the revamp of Paradise Hotel. Paradise Hotel they took off because it was too fucking slutty and gross.
Well, the American version sucks. The UK they do it right.
Okay.
The UK they got different rules.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! All of this was leading. This was even before, like Desperate House or not Desperate House.
Yeah, it was before. I mean, well, Paradise Hotel and Blind Date were before all that shit. And then now they can revamp them in a classier way because, like, dude, fucking Paradise Hotel got shut down. It was like, this is too fucking sexy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. It's not what they were doing was fucking.
Yeah. In one room? It was same room sex?
Yeah, they had a big bungalow type thing.
This is porn for ladies, dude.
Yes.
For sure. Actually, I think it's MMA for ladies. I think women watch that shit and they're just like, whoa, if I was in there, dude, no. Call her a bitch. Call her a bitch.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
True.
Bird movement.
I would suck that guy's dick, and then I'd get that guy, and I'd suck that guy's dick and kick that guy out. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty gnarly.
No, it's fun.
I suppose.
You know, it was always funny watching those shows how like the different, like when the girls, when their numbers are, when they have the superior numbers and they can, like it's a dude that's being kicked out, like the women are just fucking vicious. And then when it's switched, when the guys have the superior numbers and the girl has to leave, like the women are really pleasant and the guys are like trying to figure out how do I spread this power out? Dude, it's a crazy thing to witness.
There's always a whenever like a guy like double crosses someone or like betrays like the bigger group, there's always at least one dude who's like with his girlfriend like, can't believe he done this to us. It's usually a black guy too. There's usually a black guy that gets very cozy with a lady like episode 1 and like runs the whole thing out. And he's always the guy that's like, can't believe he'd betray us like this. I couldn't even talk to me man to man. Believe this, babe. And she's just like, oh my God.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bros are devastated when one of them gets eliminated. They cry and kiss each other in the cheek. They go like, "It's not the end, mate." Like, see, yeah,
it's hardcore bonding in that.
Fucked up,
dude. Everybody's.
All they do is like push-ups in swim trunks. That's all they do. They go, "We go do some more push-ups," and they go, "Yeah," and they go, and that's all their day.
And then they smash.
And then they have cocktails. They have frozen cocktails. And then like a guy like starts a fire pit and they go, all right, time to convene. And they put on like party clothes and they go outside and they like counsel. I don't know if I've watched a complete episode, but that's pretty much how it is.
Yeah, that was like the real world. They would find people. They were like, the producers would be like,
did they vote people out in the real world?
I don't know.
I don't think they eliminated
people. Would get kicked out because of fighting and shit.
But they were like, you had these producers who would be like, look for explosive personality types. Yeah. And they would feed them alcohol all day.
Yeah.
They were probably, how old were they? Like 22?
Yeah. They would script stuff for sure.
Maybe 22 and be like, you want to be on TV? It's like, guys, have some drinks. What the fuck? Have some fucking, do this. Oh.
They were trying to put Finn on a reality show. They were going to do Real World Junior with Finn.
Yeah. Now do your black side.
Squirts Caprice on in someone's face.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I was kind of geeking out on because we did the Barstool party, and Tom was freaking out about how he's like, dude, we used to get drunk and it was like when you were like 20 something, you would try to spend like $10. Like I'd get like 3 40s. He's like, I'd get like a case of Pounder. He's like, you try to spend like $10 to $20. He's like, now like 23-year-olds go out and try to spend like $400 at a bar, and he's like, it's mind boggling.
Is it better or worse this way?
I think it's worse.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, because again, I'd be like.
There's no way they're getting as drunk on that 400 though. You know,
that's
when you were going like pennies to alcohol content.
That's what Tom was saying. He was like, it used to be more about getting fucked up.
Yeah. And
now it's more about like projecting an image. They still party, but the getting fucked up is a secondary concern. Which is like
everyone does drugs now though. I knew a lot of dudes who just drank.
True.
Drink.
Mm-hmm.
And now everyone's doing a little bit of drugs.
It's like when comic book movies came out. And then everybody was like they were in the comics all the whole time. It's like, dude, no. You used to say potheads were fucking losers. I remember that.
True. But yeah, it is funny because it's like that's That's the whole idea. Is like you go out and like you're supposed to you try to get a VIP booth. All the girls sit. There's like a ledge, and girls sit on the top of the ledge, and that's like girls winning because then they can report back to all their friends via social media and be like, woo, on the top of the ledge. And then there's other girls like, fuck, why aren't I sitting on the top of the ledge? And there's dudes like, I'm about to pay $600 for a bottle of vodka. I need this to make sense. And it's fucking insane, dude. It's the craziest shit in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds pretty wild.
It's fucking
I know two
weird and
dudes.
grotesque.
I know two dudes that I used to work with. It was an Italian guy and a Chinese guy. And they were both like very slick, kind of underworldy motherfuckers, but also like they could project like a professional image. I loved working with these dudes every day. And they would take me out to party with them. And they were the only dudes I knew who both did like the bottle service thing, but also actually had fun and like were cool dudes.
It's kind of sick.
It's the rarest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's kind of sick.
It's mostly just dudes just like posing with a cigar in their mouth at a wedding type guys.
Yeah, well, it's just insane because that's exactly what it is. And it's just girls are just like, I'm going to sit on that booth. And it's just like, woo.
Yeah.
And they're like achieving this thing that's just kind of like, it's kind of insane. I don't know. I get all spun out on that.
They're achieving a dopamine response, and they think it's actually an emotional response.
Exactly. They're aligning themselves with some sort of structure. That was my whole. So I was out at the bar,
And you're watching this happen in real life.
this has fucked me up about bars since I was like 21. I would go to bars and I would step outside and just get like as high as fuck, and walk back in and just be like,
Still do it, okay?
still do exactly.
Yes.
I can't. I'm like, and I always go, what am I watching here? So then when I was there, I was watching, just that whole dynamic just playing unfold. And it was like, I'm going to break the simulation. So I just started having the weirdest possible interactions with everyone there. As weird as I could. If I would see strangers, I'm like, yo, I'm sorry. I got these fucking hot ass dudes in my way. I don't want to say excuse me. They might beat me up and kick my ass. And they're just stopping me. Like kind of laugh. I just like go about my day. Mm-hmm. It was fun. That was actually very fun. But I might have just been, again.
You were life of the party.
I don't think.
That's what you were doing. You were being life of the party.
I don't know. I don't know what it was. There's a weird. I don't know what to do with myself in those situations.
The spirit took you.
Exactly. That the spirit did take me. I retweeted Aaron Carter's death news. Don't remember. Got back. I would stand there the whole fucking time. And like if there was like one bathroom where we were, so people would try to get in line. Like you in line, and be like, dude, my fucking wife's in line for the bathroom. She has diarrhea. Have some respect. Like my wife's about to shit her fucking pants, man. They would just look at me and be like,
Yep.
I think it was my brother.
great.
So I sat there to my Billy's one friend and just said that to him over and over for half an hour and laughed at myself. If anyone was like it was just nonsense the entire time. So I'm like, excuse me, guys. I'm like, we're here for a Christian camp. This is an encounter retreat. Excuse us. And they would just be like, okay. And if you watch people like go, nope, and they take that information and just put it out of their head and their awareness and go about their night. It's the funniest thing in the world.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
you're shaking them out of their tunnel vision of like.
You're usually back
clubbing.
against the wall observing the entire party.
Exactly.
Weird to see you actually bringing the party.
That's why I don't interact. It's like I don't know what the fuck else to do. So I'm
fun.
there. I'm like I'm so gone off the vape pen, so gone off the high.
You got to become a solipsist.
I don't know what. No, I was purely just fucking pushing buttons, dude, in the simulation. Just being like, what if you say this to this person? What if you say this to this person? And just watching and being like,
That's nudge behavior. You're being a nudge.
I was a big time nudge.
That's okay though.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like, what the fuck? What was I gonna do?
Yeah, you want to nudge around every once in a
Well, the
while.
problem is I stand there quietly and people were like, dude, have some fun. It's like, well, here's my idea. I'm like, no, dude, don't do that.
Yep.
I'm like, this would be fun right now. And they're like, this is weird.
Yeah, but they're not. They're only walking around trying to do what looks like fun. Do you know what I mean? Like it's hard to get involved when you go to a bar. It's like nowadays, it is really difficult to get involved and like have fun with what they're doing. You know what I mean? It's like let's just say,
Well, the whole point of a bar is to get pussy.
yeah,
Fair enough.
True.
Yeah.
Get pussy. So like when you can't get pussy at a bar, you're like, well, why am I here? It's fun having a party with your family who's sick, but once that like the time ended, it was like, all right, I'm at a regular bar now, and it was like,
I didn't know you were supposed to talk to people at bars. Like when I would see someone talk to a stranger at a bar, I'd be like, what are those guys doing?
yeah,
What the hell is that?
Yeah.
yeah,
You're
there
supposed to get fucked up and then like worry about getting home. What are these guys doing talking to people?
Well, that's how you bond. You start talking about the Phillies. Then you start talking about how your wife's a bitch because she won't let you watch the Phillies.
Oh my, you're already beyond what I find even appropriate. That's nuts. But I understand now that that's actually the point of the whole place.
Yeah.
When two people are sitting near each other at a bar and they strike up a conversation, I understand now. I've been told that's what you're supposed to do there. But in my mind, I'm like, if I am waiting for someone alone in a bar, I have to block everybody out until my friend gets there.
Really?
Nothing in, nothing out.
I'm a good time Charlie. If I'm at a bar, it's full, doors down, windows open.
Well, now I am, but like I didn't know. That's a recent discovery.
Yeah. No, that's true.
That was
to actually practice that. My thing, I would get so drunk at a bar that like there wasn't any decision. It would just be like, but
yeah, when I would go to the bar with my dad as a kid, I felt like everybody that walked in was like competing to be the life of the bar. Like that's the only bar behavior I've ever seen. I've never
Party battle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How would they throw down? Cool outfits, maybe take over the jukebox.
Yeah, I mean, well, you got to come in with a big greeting front.
Buy a round.
Yeah. I mean, these guys ain't buying rounds. You know what I mean? These are your big greeting, big jokes here and there. Like somebody, if you working a little fucking talent, if you got it.
Sure.
Like if you could sing, like working a verse. Hey, what's going on? Hey, hit them with a,
borrow a cigarette.
Yeah. Let me borrow that. Oh, you want me to smoke?
Hey, you got a cigarette?
Yeah.
Oh shit, you got a cigarette? You got a lighter?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. All right.
that is a fun part about bars, sitting and chopping it up. But it is weird too, because it's like you're there, everyone's kind of sober, and everyone starts getting drunker and drunker, and a little more like, "What's your fucking deal?" And it's like, and finally you're like, "You like Coke too? So do I."
I don't know about all that.
Let's be friends.
Absolutely not.
But no, I regretfully haven't got to do much like adult. That's like a sit down bar. This was nightlife.
That's even more alien to me.
Yeah, it's weird.
Nightlife is weird. It's like they talk. They only say like certain things to each other. Like the conversations. Like if you say anything outside of that, it's like they don't know what the fuck to do with it.
Yeah, it was everyone's agenda.
What are some of the approved topics?
It's what you drinking.
Yeah,
fucking pussy.
Yeah. And then there's something about the music that's playing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this the topics are very limited.
Nice
money. You can talk about money. You can talk about making money.
Yeah, true.
Ooh, that sounds cool. I would love to go somewhere with loud music and dancing and talk about money.
Yeah, and also the other thing you do is tap everyone around. You be like, "Yo, you good, man?" That's another one. Yo, you good?
Yeah.
You good? It's a sick move. You good?
Mm-hmm.
Have something like, "Oh fuck." Yo, have fun. Have fun.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? That's a sick. I'm telling you, I think a lot of that is unconscious. Like you step into it. There's no like. It's just all of a sudden your behaviors start to align towards like an ideal.
And every now and then, like
I have to do that.
Like a good song comes, like a song you like comes on, and you're like, hey, and then you like kind of like dwindle back down.
Now, is this normal or is this like a type of person?
I think it's the majority of
community.
People.
It's the majority of people.
This is the community's behavior.
Yeah, this is the majority of people. I think.
Okay.
I think there's different. Dude, I'm right now stuck on the idea of archetypes. How there's like pre-built, ordained behavioral patterns that you'll just, if you don't question anything, you just enact them unconsciously.
Okay.
It's just like may or not be a wrong thing. It might just be what you're supposed to do. I don't know. But I suffer from the opposite, where I sit there and watch it go on. And I go, what the fuck is going on?
I was at the bar when Butterly had his first conversation to the bartender. He was like, I feel like they've never liked me before. I'm like, I think that's what they're supposed to do, is carry a conversation.
Who was I talking to?
The dude at Joey Rose's.
Oh, yeah. Jen.
That was the first time a bartender's ever had a conversation with me in my life.
How did it start? You walk in and go, loosen your tie and be like, make that a double.
I don't remember how it started. It was a blur.
The music.
It felt like I fell off a bicycle.
Music?
Yeah, you started with you knew what music was playing or something.
That does sound like me.
It's a good move.
You ever play any Pilot Wing 64? Cool.
I absolutely hate my personality on alcohol. I like got home and I'm like, dude, I hate that.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's fun. I have a fun time.
Yeah, good.
But it's like, dude, it's so bad. Because what happens is I'm having fun. 2-3 drinks, I'm having fun. And then it's like I start having a lot of fun. I'm like, I think I figured this out. And then I'm at an ice cream place, like, trying to pronounce words fully, like, fuck.
Peanut butter crunch?
I was like, yeah, dude, just going home, like, hey. The dog's good. Dog's good for you guys.
Well, so there comes a point in every drive home where I have both hands squeezing the steering wheel, and it's been getting progressively tighter until I notice that my hands are throbbing, and then I look over at Mary Jo and I go, "Was I okay?" And she goes, "You're doing great," and I go, "Oh, okay," and I let my elbows drop. But other than that, dude, I have a great time.
I had a blast. No, dude, it was an absolute.
I like to dance. I'm a dancer when I'm,
good
when I'm
move.
drunk. But I also get a little devilish. I say some fucked up shit to people.
When you're drunk.
Yeah. I wish I didn't have that.
Ooh, you get a poison tip tongue.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Really?
A little devilish.
Ooh, what do? Do you cast aspersions?
Recently I've been getting drunk at Helium. And like if I do get drunk, it would be at Helium amongst comedians. I'll like say to somebody, like, yeah, you figured out how to be funny yet on stage? I know you've been working on it.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
Hey, dude, I retweeted Aaron Carter's death news. We've all been places. Alcohol is a tough drug, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, Sid, you're sunning people.
Yeah, dude, I hit somebody with, we were talking about something about somebody said laughs per minute. I was like, dude, I don't think about laughs per minute. This guy doesn't think about laughs at all. I was just like, dude, I get in a zone, man. I'm like, I just start going at people for comedy. Dude, I wish I didn't do that.
Yeah, but it happens.
Yeah, it
You're
does.
drunk.
I don't try to stop it either. Once it's happening, once the cat is out of the bag, I just throw the bag away. I'm just like, it's out. I don't know what to do.
That's what happened. That's what I'm talking about. For me, it's like this downward flow where I'm like, dude, I might just be them, and I'm just kind of like, I'm just keeping my back to these babysitters while I'm eating spaghetti because my speech isn't working as well as I'd like. And I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna be thirsty tomorrow and have a headache. Shit. Turns out I'm not the man. And all the problems I have, I'm like, oh, there they are. Fuck. God damn it. Shit.
Son of a bitch. Head first, right into all of them at the same time.
Now I want to navigate them with a headache tomorrow, with a lack of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just not. I swear to God, I get so close to just being like, I just want to get to the point where I'm like, yeah, I don't drink because I don't get like hammered to the point where it's like a problem. It's just like I get hammered to the point where it's like a personal inconvenience that I experience and go, I could totally do without that.
I started the party last night
Did you?
at Helium. Yeah, we were in the green room and everyone was like, "I'm good with just I'm just gonna have a water."
Start the party.
And then she was leaving, and I was like, "Actually, can I have a Jameson and ginger, please?"
Ooh.
And the guy that was there, he was playing backup guitar for Josh. He goes, "Ooh, I think I could actually go for one too." And then someone else grabbed. Yeah, I got it going.
Started the party.
Yeah, and then she brought back 2 pint glasses full of Jameson and ginger.
Oh
And
man.
we started a very, very nice night. We
That's
ended,
good.
we ended up walking. We were hanging out with Shaner.
Yeah.
And we took a walk to the art museum just to like see what was up, or just to like get some air. Okay.
Did he give a tour?
It was 73 degrees,
Dude.
in November. It was beautiful. So we walked to the art museum, and Shaner does start. He gets into a argument with, not an argument. It's a back and forth with a homeless guy who speaks like Black Fraser Crane about what the statues in front of the art museum mean. Because he overheard me saying, I was like, well, if it's a guy on a horse in the statue, how many hooves are up tells you something. Like if one hoof is up,
Yeah.
it means that he was injured in bad, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I also don't, I might be wrong and I'm high.
Yeah.
And this homeless guy goes, actually, what you need to know is like, and he has this long explanation. And then Shaner like takes a cigarette out of his mouth and he goes, actually, as Tim was saying before, and he does a very detailed, he's naming every statue. He's like, that's Cornwall Matthews. This is a representation of Aphrodite. That represents this and that. He goes, this was actually added by the artist later on. The reason that this eagle's face is pointed backwards is, and he gives this long
He knows all
thing.
about the statues?
Dude, he knows.
And then as soon as the homeless guy walks away, I go, that was all made up, wasn't it? He goes, every word.
Yeah.
Dude, he was talking for 10 minutes. And he nailed it. Dude, he had us so convinced.
Oh my.
Anyway.
I totally believed him.
Yeah,
Like,
but he
definitely.
does
yeah.
also use some true information.
Yeah.
He's
There's
good.
a
He's a
kernel of
master.
truth.
Yeah,
and
he's
he
a master.
spins a
'Cause
tail.
he does know art. Like he
Yeah.
knows art shit.
Yeah, it was clear that he like spoke art enough that it was just easy for him to riff on it. So anyway, dude, the art museum after dark,
Yeah. Oh, dude.
it's nothing but motorcycle guys, e-scooter dudes, all just like blinged out light setups. It's heaven for those guys.
And homeless dudes. And a million homeless
And a million homeless dudes.
They sleep
and
on that hill.
It's like Tron.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a Tron fight. There was a guy, when we got to the art museum steps, there was a guy riding his motorcycle down. It had 2 headlights on it that were like, they looked like Jurassic Park floodlights on the front of this thing. And he was wearing a backpack with an LED on the back that was like showing advertisements. And then he had an LED on the front of his shirt that was showing an emoji. And he was riding down the steps, and he got to the bottom where there were 2 police officers on police dirt bikes who were going, woo! And cheering for him.
That's future Tokyo.
It was the most, it was Neo Tokyo for sure.
He rode down the steps?
Rode down the steps on his motorcycle. And then I saw him go back up to the top, and he was just doing it over and over again. And then we walked around to the back of the art museum. There's like more fake trees, a nice terrace, and I see the guy cruising back and forth between like a parking area, and then he hits the steps again. It was he was doing just laps all night. And then like I'm telling you, e-scooter guys would come
with
through.
an advertisement on the front of his shirt?
On the back, on like a backpack, there was like an LED screen.
So he's getting paid to advertise.
Like Tesla. Like it was, I don't know. It was maybe the coolest shit in the world.
So he was a commercial, basically.
Pretty much.
He was
he was probably on the clock. Now that I mention it.
That's what I'm saying. If he's doing that, that's probably like a weird ad campaign where it's like, I'll wear a Tesla and just drive.
It's all viral.
Down
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah. Eventually, I'll make it onto someone's TikTok.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah. Pretty weird, wild stuff.
That's one way they could fix the homeless population. The giant corporations, they could be the new commercials.
Give them all Tron suits and
just like they got, they come up and they hit you with like a 30-minute spiel and like a Comcast plan. You're like, no, I'm good, man. And they're all just subsidized by giant corporations. Rather than asking you for money, they're kind of like, have you tried the all new?
That is pretty sick to make all the homeless people billboards.
Yeah, I mean,
we should actually treat homeless people like rentable e-scooters, where you're just like, I need a homeless guy for literally anything, and then go, oh, there's one. Oh, I just gotta go pick it up.
Like a bird.
Like hold your phone.
You're looking
up
at
to
a GPS.
Yeah.
Are you charged?
Like they just wear. They're all wearing QR codes.
What's
on
your
their
battery
chest?
at right now? Okay, well, I have 20 minutes of your time. Here's what I need. Go grab me eggs and bread and gum. I gotta run to the fucking drugstore. I'll see you back here.
Well, the funny thing is like Coca-Cola's advertising budget, they could slash it in half probably and fix home. Like they don't need like a million commercials. Everyone knows what Coca-Cola is.
That fight's never over. The second you think the battle's over, you'll swallowed by PepsiCo.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but if they had every homeless dude instead of being on TV, it was like, man, this Coca-Cola is mighty refreshing.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
that
they
all
might
just
not,
went to homeless dudes.
Might not be a good look for Coke.
If it's not young, hot couples dancing on
if they had a mercenary army of 1 million homeless guys swarm the Super Bowl in Coca-Cola gear, that would be probably cheaper than a commercial and 1,000,000 times better.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because I don't think Coca-Cola is nearly as sick as heroin, and those guys are not selling heroin. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not good ads for heroin.
Yeah.
So I could that might they would definitely deter me from Coke.
What if they passed a law that said like
But heroin's more like Mr. Pibb, where it's like you've never seen that once advertised, but it's always going to be around.
True. Well, apparently I didn't know this, but like one of the things that keeps pushing heroin or like keeps it spreading is that when people become addicted to heroin, they then become almost like a pyramid scheme person where they're like, all right, this shit rules. I can't afford it. I'm going to need to get other people hooked on heroin that like are kind of below me. That like then they'll have to go through me to get heroin. Then I'll be their supplier and I'll be able to
take them off the top.
A lot of dudes who do heroin, a lot of people get into heroin is like they'll be partying with people and they'll find people who are like kind of on the edge of the party and be like, yo, you want to try something sick? And the idea is to get them addicted to heroin too, so that like you kind of can like lord over them in like your heroin empire. Because then like you're like, I know the guy, you kind of keep everything through you, and and then they have to go out and find people, and it kind of goes like that. Kind of dastardly, dude.
Yikes.
I heard that and I went, man, that's terrifying. Because someone was telling me that's like the thing. You start to like scope people out and be like, because I used to work with a heroin addict, this one guy, and
multi-level marketer.
Yeah, true. But because it was like really weird because he would always be like, yo, dude, like you can totally get away with doing one bad. Like it would just be fun. Like everyone says it's bad. It's not as bad as it is.
I've heard that, yeah.
It's not as bad as they say it is. And dude, we went back to his house one time. I think he had to go back and like shoot up. But he was living at this place. It was like this fucked up apartment. And there's his girlfriend was laying on like a futon mattress on the floor. And like word had spread that he was kind of like, yo, you can kind of fuck her if you want for money. After he had just been telling me like, bro, like you'd have no problem. He was eating a burger being like, this shit's worse for you than heroin. And And he was they put out they're trying to get you to like try it, so that then you start doing it, and then they can be like, sweet, I got a dude now in my universe who kind of needs me, and I can like.
It sounds obvious the way that you're explaining it, but like actually imagining the dude that's operating that way, like picking people off at parties, that's vampire stuff.
And that's the trick. It's like, bro, if you just did one bag, he's like, gets fucked up when you're shooting like multiple bags. Like, obviously that's fucked up. He's like,
I mean, it probably doesn't start out. It probably starts out as like you see somebody like, I bet he'd also have fun with heroin with me. You know?
Yeah.
It's probably not as like malicious to begin with.
No, you start to evangelize it. You're just like, dude, it's just not. This is actually kind of sick. I'm having a lot of fun. You guys are idiots for not getting in on this. But I know one guy who did explain like, nah, you're like at a certain point you just start clocking people, and you're like,
I'm sure that happens.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, after the first one that you get kind of like you say, you evangelize it. And
After you sign them up.
Yeah. And then you're like, holy shit, that was easy.
I mean,
you ring a bell.
your life did just get that much more fun, and now you have a boy for life.
Oh yeah.
You're like, this is our heroin bond will never be surpassed. Like, we're locked in now.
Do you imagine
And you fight with them every day?
Like hand rubbing scheme, like the scheme hand motion, you know? They probably have no fingerprints from all the scheme in there.
Yeah, man, it's fucking
terrifying. You know what often happens to the street heroin addicts in the old neighborhood is you come from the suburbs to score.
Yeah.
So you're already in the market for it. You get some, you go home maybe. The next time you come down, you go, man, this is a lot of work riding the train back home. Why don't I just chill here for the night? And then that's it. Next thing, you're a missing person on Facebook. And you're not actually homeless. You're just like, I'm never going back there.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just being efficient.
Yeah. And then eventually you're just in like mud-stained PJ pants.
Well, dude, apparently that's happening with like high-end elite art schools. You're getting kids from like the highest end New York art academies, and they think it's like a cool thing to come down to Kensington and like do heroin for a little bit as like one of their artist phases, and they're just getting like stranded down here.
This was happening in high school.
Was it really?
It's called getting stuck. People were getting stuck in like the early 2000s and earlier.
Jesus Christ.
Like after it wiped out everyone in the neighborhood, people were like, I gotta go see what's up. And they just get
oh my God, dude.
1,000,000% stuck.
Yeah, that's
now
wild.
it's just like it's had like exponential growth.
There's this that exit when you're getting off of I think it's 676 and you're getting on like the 8th Street exit. Right? There's always like new homeless couples there. And
but that's frontier. That's frontier stuff. They're out on the frontier.
It is, but it's so tough. Dude, it's so tough to see because you see them when they're fresh and still fresh faced, and like, God, she's actually a pretty chick.
Yeah,
you know, and you know in a month she's gonna age like 40 years.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a moth to a flame. You're like, oh, you're done. You're frad.
Chap. Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty terrifying stuff. I think about that and I say, man, I'm gonna try to avoid that.
Am I allowed to enjoy weed?
Yeah.
Am I stuck? I'm stuck in podcasting, dude. I was coming down here to have fun. I know. Now it's like, all right, well, stop not having fun sucks. Maybe I'll just have fun forever.
Am I a podcast dealer?
Yeah, dude. Dude. That's Danny. He's got no fingerprints.
I know.
Smoothest hands in the business.
Yeah, you look. You could have a little bit of fun. Don't even worry about it, dude.
Oh, that was actually pretty interesting what you said. Come repeat that. Camera.
Listen, I know you guys don't have any money, but you can do a little work on the side for me. Get your little podcast crew in
here, dude. Yeah, it's. I got fucked up the other day thinking about
the Jews. Sorry.
Nah, they're not even on my radar right now. I've processed them.
I've got bigger fish to fry.
I'm thinking on larger scales right now. But yeah, I was I think I was like I had like a weird insomniac phase last week. So I was waking up at like 3 a.m. and just writing. And I was sitting there and I got to I don't know what I was writing about, but I was like, I just been doing this like stream of consciousness again. We've talked about this before, just getting up and just fucking riffing. And dude, I got to the possible realization that we're collectively about to hit the third part of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You know the thing we always say where it's like
I could use a quick recap.
Quick recap. Danny, you pulled up Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Find an attractive graphic for us, please.
Dude, and it's funny because like for some reason they show this. This is something that when you go to college, they show you this thing 5,000 times and you look at it and just go,
Really?
Okay. Like they showed this to me a million fucking times, and I always look at it.
I've never
and
seen
go,
this.
Cool. There was nowhere in my brain for it.
Okay.
So they're saying a person first goes for their physiological needs, air, water, food, shelter. That's like the first level of consciousness of like, let me get this stuff. Once you solve those problems, you're then confronted with a higher level of problems. Now you need, they say personal security. It's your safety needs, personal security, employment, resources, health.
We talked about this like the second episode of Stoner Dadz. Yeah, we brought this chart up.
Yeah, the hierarchy of needs. You can't escape from it.
So we're about to hit level 3.
This is for the individual human being, but I was sitting there being like, collectively, we are in Western civilization. We're at the second level. It's like the fact that we jumped from 1 to 2. Hunter gatherers was jumping to physiological needs. That was the whole point. And then we transcended that to safety needs. Now we're just like, I think we're on the verge of, as a society, redesigning to hit to love and belonging. I don't know how we're going to do it.
Talking about the age of Aquarius.
I think so. But Age of Aquarius traditionally really is just a very unstable thing where everything dissolves into like traditions dissolve into like everything's relative. I thought so too. I thought Age of Aquarius was all cool. I read something the other day and they said Age of Aquarius. The flip side of it is that everything's just like.
Are you sure they're not changing the definition of the Age of Aquarius? Like
no, this was written a long time ago. That was okay. That was another foible I had Saturday night after recouping the fact that I had death tweeted Aaron Carter. I was like, my bad. I genuinely didn't know I did that. I'm laying there. I eat my spaghetti. I go to bed. I'm like, man, I need an audiobook. There's been this audiobook that's been popping up on my feed recently, and it just looks cool. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to download this. I download it, start listening to it. I fall asleep. Like, I didn't listen to any of it. I woke up and researched the audiobook. It was written by like a far right wing dude. I was like, whoops. God damn it. Dude. I couldn't do anything right on Saturday night.
Yeah.
But he was a guy who
you were a white Kanye Weston.
Dude, it was crazy. I was in my head, I'm like, what a nice thing. Surprise party. We're having fun. This is a great time. Ended up. But again,
that's why Kyrie Irving. My bad.
Sure, it was more Kyrie. Thank you. It was more Kyrie. But it was like I was just living my life, and it was funny to wake up and be like, I was like, let me see what this guy's all about. Because the book, I remember, it was like it's much more dense than I thought it was going to be, and I was like, the fuck? I'm like, I passed right out to it. And I woke up.
I was like, boring.
Yeah, dude. I passed out. I was like, what was that guy's deal? And it was like, yeah, he was like, Mussolini was like, this guy fucking rules. Yeah, and then like he like escaped Italy and chilled with the Nazis.
Jesus Christ, like, oh dude, you've gone rogue.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, so we're love and belonging, right?
But here, yes, yeah. That's the thing. I think humanity's on the verge of. We're gonna jump harmonics to like the collectively. We're trying to figure out how to go to the next step of love and belonging, but we're applying safety needs protocol to another phase of human experience.
Now, me
personally, have to transcend it.
Sure. Me personally, I feel I'm more about to make the long, painful transition from love and belonging to esteem. That's where I'm at. I'm in the delta between the two right now. And what's above that? Self-actualization, desire to become the most that one can be. I mean,
that's becoming fully you.
Someday.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to do that.
Self-actualization. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, someday, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm personally up to on there. I always look at that and I go, definitely level 2.
I do also feel like I could be knocked down all the way back to physiological needs. I do think that that's one of my fears.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like I think I hover with humanity of like teetering between the top 3 and then just like coming back down and doing the same thing where it's like, dude, I'm going to fucking lose everything.
Yeah, I'm going to rank up. If I win enough matches in a row, I'm going to rank up to esteem.
But yeah, I think that's going to happen. I think
you think humanity fluctuates between
me personally.
Okay, gotcha.
Humanity's I think had safety needs. They're like a huge amount of the world's tackling physiological needs. Western culture, for the most part, has somehow amazingly figured out safety needs for the vast majority of people, which is, I mean, it's a physical utopia.
Yeah.
The fact you can walk in and just go buy beef and they're not like, dude, give us your son. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So what are the signs of us transitioning as a society into the love and belonging that you're seeing?
I don't know. I think it's the only way out. It's the only way to have people not just bomb each other.
Yeah.
Because right now it's all like, this is my stuff, this is my stuff, this is my thing, this is my thing. And it's like, it obviously makes sense for people to think that way. If technology grows without that, with us moving up, We're just going to destroy ourselves.
I
each other with
I'm
technology.
imagining like a futuristic alien race on another planet where they get there and like they're not wearing like alien armor. It's all like softer clothing and no one's jacked. And they all just like they talk about like I can't even why what I don't even understand the conflict between you two. We're a people of that's what I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Meeting each other in the grass, touching foreheads.
This is what I currently trip myself out on the most. It's like if you really pay attention, a huge amount of my personal frustrations are just weird psychological shit that could be dropped. Not all, but a good amount. Okay. And I start going like, yeah, dude, this doesn't need to bother me that much. Like this is on me that I'm getting this hype about this. And there's like the 7 billion people for the most part just fucking boiling over.
Yeah.
I don't know if this might not make any sense.
No, it tracks for me. But that's I don't know. So are you thinking that like people are basically carrying the water pails and you can dump them out whenever you want? Is that it?
I would say like 80% of the water pails. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I'll catch myself being like, I'm pissed right now.
I'm spazzing.
And I'm just literally telling myself I don't like a thing. And I'm like, yeah, I can stop telling myself I don't like this and just deal with whatever I have to deal with. And it's way less of a frustration where before I would just be like, and you just get like, that becomes familiar to just be fucking pissed
We're currently
off.
trying to impart this on our 5-year-old right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed it.
It's also a good reminder. It's a good reminder for yourself when you're imparting it on a kid, because you have to reiterate that stuff to yourself.
Oh, dude, every lesson I teach my kids, I go, listen, just because things go your way doesn't mean you can totally spaz out about it.
Yeah. Good thing I found that update. Man, I didn't even know I needed to update that one. Okay. All right.
I gotta go. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like, that was spinning me out the other morning. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. Because there's no way it's going to continue in a positive direction. Every time I wake up, I check the news, and it's like the most vitriolic, agendized nonsense.
No, I think what people...
It's crazy. And I think it's having a terrible effect on people.
Here's a stoned thought. I think most people's... maybe the reason that people have that dissonance and then end up carrying more water than they need to is because in their head, maybe they've been conditioned to, but people kind of think that there's like an ideal that we should sort of bend the entire setup to in the macro, when that's completely not true. There's always going to be like an element of chaos to the way things are going.
For sure.
I think people should kind of like stop looking so far and wondering about their place in like the bigger thing and like making sure that like it kind of like matches this weird ideal that's being kind of shared by like popular culture, and instead get it back into just like bopping around and see who you bounce into. But I'm also an uneducated moron.
No, dude, I think that's super fair. What I get freaked out on is like, you had dudes just kind of like there's been a technological thrust, let's say, for lack of a better word, from like cavemen to now, and then there was just like but then there was like a weird moral and like there's like the development of like a personality and like ethics and all this other stuff that kind of like
it's a spiritual battle now.
Exactly.
Jesse Lee Peterson.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like our physiological needs are met. We're now confronted with like the immense like natural world poverty, but on our inner lives. And now our ancestors figured out the physical shit. And now it's on people now to like go as hard as our ancestors.
Don't you think they probably had a little bit more of the not physical shit to begin with? And maybe I wonder if they started like a cycle.
Well, yeah, but
back down to the bottom.
The section you think we're about to be in is kind of the bridge between the physical and the spiritual.
Love and belonging.
Yeah, love is a spiritual and a physical thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Like belonging is a spiritual and a physical thing.
For sure.
So it's like we're kind of, that's the estuary between the physical and the metaphysical.
Okay. No, I totally agree with that. And then my whole thing is I got fucked up on was like, we're structured now to like have that would be like a absolute red line of just being like, fuck that guy's a fucking piece of shit, that guy's a fucking piece of shit, this dude's a piece of shit, your neighbors are pieces of shit. If it's literally getting to the point. I know people who like can't go around their families now because of all like the new stuff.
It's because, dude, there is a perfect way for us to do the setup on the macro level, and they're in the way of it. They're diametrically opposed to it.
I agree. I totally agree.
But you're talking about like, these people are on the other side of a fucking illusory choice. it's
Yes.
deeply troubling.
That's what I'm talking
and
about,
it
dude.
sucks watching people that you like and enjoy struggle for no reason. And I don't know. Let's just all get on antidepressants and
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
let's all vote by mail and don't skip the commercials. And
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm that's kind of what I was geeking on.
I get this. You can. So one of the things that like you get the benefit from if you like celebrate every victory is you get to build yourself up. So like if I like recently, I caught myself in this recently where I was like, I should probably do some push-ups. Like, I fucking hate push-ups. I'm like, dude, why am I saying that to myself? I don't hate push-ups. You know, it was like that basic, and it was like done. And like the aggravation or the anxiety about like doing push-ups was gone.
Yeah. So you're saying you got to wrangle yourself.
No, but just call yourself out. Like you were saying, it's like, why am I contextualizing this way?
Dude,
this is what Sidney daydreams about. We finally got to the answer. He daydreams about he daydreams about not doing push-ups and then wakes up and does push-ups.
But this is why I'm freaked out, because I was like, when I was there, it's all about Aaron Carter's death news. When I was there, I was trying to figure out why I did that. And I think in my head, the only thing that makes sense was I got heavy on Twitter the other day, and you start getting entrenched in all of these weird like battles. Like for some reason, I like the fact that Elon Musk took over Twitter. It's like, why? I don't know. I think he'll like let people say whatever they want. I don't know if that's
why.
Some people
what do you want to say?
I don't know, but it's
I
like,
know, but that's
it's like maybe all this like nonsense will stop. But now I'm encamped within this feud, and I'm seeing people tweet things against him, and now I don't like those people. I'm getting angry, so I'm like, why don't you like this guy? I like this guy. You're fucking wrong. So then I'll start seeing that in my head.
You don't like free speech, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I'll see anyone say the opposite thing and be like, that guy's a fucking idiot, dude.
Yeah.
I need to shut that guy the fuck up.
Yeah.
So you're
Start typing and
But then I see this happen, and I go, holy fucking, I thought that Aaron Carter said something about either Elon Musk or Kanye West. So which he did. He did say he wants a man-to-man with, I think it was his last tweet. He wants a man-to-man with Kanye West. And I remember reading that, and then I went and talked to my brother, who was telling me how he was like, you know, he just did acid, and he was freaking out about how like fucked up people were just 50 years ago, and how it's like, we're just like accelerating psychologically, but it's in like a really confusing way. And we're sitting there, and like then we were talking about all this stuff, how fucked up stuff it used to be, and we started talking about the dude from Migos that died. And we're like, dude, that's so fucked up. He just got shot in a fucking bowling. Like, there's still a dude at that party just shot that guy in a bowling alley, and everyone has to be like, well, you know, that's kind of normal.
That's between them.
Yeah, it's. I'm like, dude, this is so fucked up. And then I pull out I think what happened is I pull out my phone, saw the news of Aaron Carter dying, and went, and then I'm like, this is fucking nuts. I was so high that made sense to me. Like, this is all so crazy. And then but I remember thinking too, like that guy was just talking shit too. So I'm like, was I doing that out of him talking shit, or was I like overwhelmed by all of this celebrity death?
It was all too much to process, and you lost your marble.
It was an error. It was a processing error. Yeah. And I don't even remember doing it. That's the fucked up part. I was like, I kind of briefly remember that might have been what happened.
Yeah, it sounds like you're trying to keep it real with yourself. Like getting to the bottom of your true motivation.
I am, dude. When I catch myself being tribalized online with this stuff, I get freaked out where I'm like, dude, I don't have a dog in this fight. Or maybe I do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're trying to fully disconnect from the machine.
I'm trying, dude, but it's fucking, dude, it's weird. It is very weird where I'm like, dude, are we all really hopelessly addicted to all this stuff? And then I go, it's just, dude, but catching myself being like, yeah, okay, Elon Musk isn't smart.
Yeah.
It's like, when did I start caring about it? It's like 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. Now I'm emotionally invested. I'm like, this is fucked up.
Yeah, we are. I do think we're hopelessly addicted to interaction with humans somehow. Mm-hmm. Like we need it somehow.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, dude, what a great way to have like interactions with people online. You know, you can have so many.
Yeah. But I think, true. But I also think I think they're having I think it's having a catastrophic effect on people's like day-to-day psychological setup. Because then you're seeing
but reading did that.
True. And again, it might be one that pans out in the long run, but I'm saying like,
oh, dude,
reading definitely elevated people.
Do you think?
I don't know that this one did.
How long into the future would it take for us to get giant brains? that you could see with like veins and stuff in our heads.
So apparently Musk, I don't know if this is real, but apparently he's working on a thing called the tertiary cortex where your brain would be linked. I think that's what the Neuralink is, where you'd have like this
is what I've been telling you, dude. Your brain is going to be in the cloud, and people are going to be like, why aren't you in the brain cloud? And they're going to have access to your entire brain per the EULA.
And that is
You're going to say, I acknowledge, and they go, everything from infancy to now is now property of, brain fart or whatever Elon names it.
I mean, dude, I don't know. And that is a freaked out thing. And then there's another level of paranoia where I thought this about Trump, where it's like they might be staging like populist bad boys to like create kind of like false enemies for themselves so they get to do a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
I'm like, Elon might be the next one where it's like, perfect, hop in there, stir this up, we can do this and that. I don't know. Again, I'm getting paranoid. Maybe that's not the case. Hopefully that's not the case.
Yeah, maybe not. But
it's like,
what I want to know is how many years in the future until we can have giant brains with our heads big and veiny?
Probably like 10.
Why are you looking forward to that?
I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to it. Maybe anticipation is more the right word.
Yeah.
I'm saying thousands of years, millions of years. How long do I have to wait until we can have big, gigantic brain guys?
Dude.
And before we lose our hair, so we still have our regular haircuts, but just on gigantic heads.
I mean, I'll say the first, like under skin or whatever they call it, like electronic is coming in, I think, 10 years.
Sure. Okay.
It's going to be like, guys, oh my God, you're so weird. Oh,
yeah,
they
but the
can't
thing
put a
is,
chip
I think
in me.
once we go implants, though, your brain's not going to grow. It's going to shrink. You're going to be like, I just run apps in my brain. I don't even have to fucking use it anymore.
Well, it depends.
They might skip it.
Yeah, it depends if you can.
I think
if you have to physically do less,
look, guys like me and my bloodline, where we go, I'm not getting the brain computer. We're going to sit this one out, and everyone shuns us, and we end up living on like the outskirts of society. Thousands of years from now, just a matter of survivability, us keeping up with the brain computer people, big pulsing veins in our heads with gigantic brains.
Yeah, because I don't think that might happen because the way technology goes, it kind of like shrinks stuff down and economizes. So they're not going to grow anyone a humongous.
Yeah,
brain.
it's
going to have to be an adaptation.
It could shrink
economic
the physical body. Yeah, it could shrink the physical body if we get hover equipment.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, and we get Mr. Mackey heads.
I just can't imagine
from tiny bodies.
Dude, imagine hating the Dems with this much more brain. Guys don't know a thing about working hard.
Nobody wants to think anymore. Wow.
Imagine
we're doing great.
But yeah, I was disturbed about that the other night, and I was like, dude, we might be on an absolute fucking.
That's a good thing.
It was good, but it's like in my head, it's like, dude, how could people possibly? Is that all? That could also be an illusion, making that harmonic leap that might not exist. But it's also, I always go back to like, yeah, we also were like stabbing virgins in the eyes and shit. So we do make like gigantic harmonic leaps.
Yeah, we made some leaps.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So that it leads me to.
I wonder if there was like a lady,
larger leaps to be made still.
A lady tied to a slab at the top of a volcano. Like this has to end in the next 50 or so years. And she was the last person who ever had her heart like daggered out for the gods.
Yeah.
The next day they were just like, all right, maybe we'll take a day off and see how it goes, and they never do it again.
I mean, there was a last person.
Yeah, for real.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's probably a couple people around the world that get daggered for the gods still a year, but it's so few and far between.
What an honor, though.
True. So that's like a massive upgrade, I would say, at least.
Yeah.
It's like we're in store for another one. I mean, unless we just.
But we have to acknowledge our history of stabbing virgins in the eyes. We're sorry, women. I mean,
sorry about that.
That's an indelible mark on us forever.
We did say you're the hottest. That must have been cool though when they were like, "I am the hottest in this village." Like,
true.
Dude, we might.
Seriously, you guys think I'm hot?
Mm-hmm. We might be shooting so hard for esteem right now that we'll just land on love and belonging. Like how everybody's calling each other king right now.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, king?
True.
Yeah, but it's also mostly incels doing it to each other, calling each other fucking like, don't worry, king, turn the Xbox back on in memes.
Yeah, but vibrations raised from the bottom up.
True. If enough incels call each other king, we'll all just make the leap.
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
Okay, I do agree with that as a movement.
That is cool, though. I agree with that.
What they got to do is start sucking each other. Once the dudes start jacking each other off so that we give women a few years off.
It's Greece 2.0.
We don't even bother women for a few years. We're all just jacking each other off while they're on vacation.
This is Athens 2.0. They figured it out. They're like, let's go.
Neo Athens.
Let's wrestle. Let's suck.
Yeah.
Let's do geometry. Later, girls. Going on strike on girls is so fucking funny. Just being like, yo, we've honestly all decided like we're not fucking. You guys have been so fucking lame.
Why don't you guys get it together? We all need to work on ourselves.
Imagine if dudes went on fully. I mean, we'll never have the fucking strength to fully go on strike. Like, yo, we're all going on strike.
Dudes can't even not come with themselves.
I know.
Let alone with pussy.
I know.
And also, we legally can't let them not come on strike with us now. Like we legally have to let women strike if we go on strike against women.
But if you went on a dude strike, you could go on a dude strike and be like, you could hold it down so tribal, where the law of the land, you would completely transcend it. You'd be like, I know that's a law, but
Sydney would be
radical.
a scab for sure.
I'm a radical.
What?
Sid would break the line.
You think you break the lines?
You think I'm a line breaker?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like, I can't wait for us to all go on strike. I mean, you guys keep talking about it. But
right. Yeah,
I'm ready.
yeah,
I'm ready to
right.
go.
Do something about
I'm
it,
ready to
then,
go.
dude. Show us how it's done. Don't
Listen,
ever have sex.
I just want to see that first person make the move, and I'm in.
I mean, dude,
Yeah, right.
you know, the women are quick to be like, we create life. It's like, we carry the seed, dude. We could keep this to ourselves. Don't act for a second like we can't keep all of our cum inside
Yeah,
of us.
you are a clay pot in the fucking
And not bother
circle
to
of life.
just blast it all over you all the time. Dude, I can keep this in me, no problem. Withhold my seed. You know, us can't.
That's what I want. I'm going to evolve giant brain, veiny head, and gigantic balls swollen with unspent seed. I'm just going to walk around like a meat hourglass, just throbbing everywhere.
That might be the way for dudes to realize. Dudes might have to realize how sick their cum is to like, we're just fucking spraying it like it's nothing. It might have to. If next time I fucking jizz on some boxers, I'm gonna like hold them for my wife and be like, go to the laundry basket.
There's a 12-year-old ringing a bell. Amen.
I mean, I'm being such a pussy about my cum, dude.
Just
I have
spend
no.
it.
Yeah, I'm just. Ugh.
Like it's not going to run out.
I need a chalice or something. Start putting it into and then burying it. That'd be a good start.
You
Come
just
into a golden chalice.
dig a hole and run a funnel into it, and eventually just yank it out and cap it off.
And that's how religion started.
You can get a cum septic tank behind your house.
Dude, how sick are septic tanks? I thought about that.
I love that there's just a chance that your house backflows with shit.
There's just a giant mountain of shit behind your house. We had a septic tank, and it would just back up every now and again.
Yeah.
And you'd walk out and just go, God damn. And like,
you.
oh yeah, there's a giant mountain of shit behind our house.
Dude, one of the
somehow
most
malfunctioned.
one of the most exciting things in the neighborhood was watching somebody have to get their septic tank dug up.
Yeah, that rules.
Dude, that was sick.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's I'm city folk, man. I never. Ugh. I mean, the whole thing makes me uncomfortable.
It's
Yeah, it could go so
crazy.
badly.
Oh, you can get in your
Meanwhile,
water.
I'm
Yeah.
stepping in human feces every time I walk out my front door.
Yeah.
But you weren't
No,
drinking them.
dude. What?
They can get in your water. That's the thing.
Yuck.
Septic well water or septic tank with well water. And it's like, yeah, you can be drinking. I drank like probably fecal contaminated well water my whole life.
Well, when me and Shayna were leaving Helium last night, it was a long night, and I had to pee really bad. And so I did the thing where you open your passenger door and you piss on the ground there.
Sorry.
But I was pissing directly into a gutter puddle on Sansom Street.
Oh, nice.
Made of brown trash water, and I probably pissed 2 liters of piss into it, and I declared it, and I think I'm right, the worst puddle in the world. Until that thing dries up, that is the worst puddle on the whole planet. Just Center City, Philadelphia, like flowing
Alley juice.
wastewater, trash juice, rat feces, butterly piss.
Dude, that was everyone's backyard in the 1400s.
I know.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like we were
Like
making
the bottom 3 inches of your skirt was poop.
Yeah, dude.
Every day.
I read the beginning of a book about medieval London.
No.
It was like that was a big deal. People started to get fined for like empty. You had to go outside the town to throw your shit bucket outside. And they had little buckets on bridges. If your kids were outside, like, kids would like go leave their house and play all day. So like you'd have like a little kid shitting in your yard. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Imagine.
They didn't even really have a yard. It was just like right out front of your house.
It's nuts that they made up like cobblestone streets before they made up like a place of shit.
Wait a second. What fucking terminology came out of walking your shit out of town to dump it? There's got to be a phrase that we still have.
I mean, you're
That's why,
probably
dude,
totally right about that.
I heard an argument before I left the hood. I heard an argument, and I swear to God, a guy said, "Take that shit up the street."
Right?
There you
It's
go.
still there.
That's probably it.
He said, He said, "I don't want to hear that. Take that shit up the street."
Yep.
That's got to be.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's literally what I was thinking of. Like that, I didn't want to be the one to say it. I wanted to posit it and see what you guys came up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
that confirms it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get that shit out of here.
Get that shit
that's
out,
why
yeah.
I always wondered, like, when we curse, why do we say shit, ass, sex? Like, when you're, like, throwing that into, like, the context of the conversation, it's just like, fucking shit. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Son of a cum. I don't know. It didn't really work.
yeah. But yeah, dude, you would go and toss your dumps just, like, on the edge of town. You would get fined heavily. And there was a river at the very edge of London where everyone would throw. It's like if you came to London, you would just be like,
It was green and had
Oh my-
stink gas coming out of it.
dude. What they said is you'd come and get hit with the shit smells. I'm like, what the fuck? And slowly you'd hit the gates, and then you'd smell like spices you've never smelled before, and all this like meat cooking. And that was the other thing too. You would, if you're a butcher, you would just throw the entrails out of the street.
Dude, I'm listening to
That became illegal too.
I'm listening to Tim Kennedy's book right now. And he was like, you know who Tim Kennedy is?
No.
He's like a UFC fighter, and he also was a special force. He was Green Beret and Army Ranger, right? And so he was talking about parachuting into Iraq. And as he's parachuting, just being hit with the most awful smells on the way down.
Oh yeah.
And it was like the way he was describing, I was like, dude, you can't be saying this shit, dude. This is racist.
Yeah, that's racist. man.
true.
Yeah,
though.
right,
No,
dude. He's like the smell of the foods, the smell of the all the perfumes.
And then I put a
and all the fucking
silenced
shit.
M4 to a child's head and pulled the trigger, and these people fucking stunk.
Yeah,
Hey,
basically.
whoa, dude, come on, that's their culture.
I mean, dude, if you drop somewhere that's like nomadic, it's gonna stink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna stink.
Like it's just like I never really considered how high up it still stinks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like, he's-
only that guy knows.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck, we're getting close, guys. Smells like shit. Lock in.
I'm clocking.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's so crazy. Like, don't point that out. It's like, no, there's a huge chance it fucking stinks. Like, you'd probably, you'd probably stop noticing it eventually.
Yeah, when you hit the ground. By the time you hit
Going
the ground,
through
you
like
just-
another culture's smellosphere is pretty nuts. Just being like, what the fuck is going on? Then you just get used to it.
Yeah.
You ever take a chance on like an Indian restaurant menu, and you go, "All right, well, I'm not gonna get that again." That's unfamiliar.
I went to an Indian buffet one time, surveyed the buffet, and walked out. This was recently. I went, I'm like, nice Indian food. I'm so hungry. And I walked. It wasn't even a buffet. It was just like, they did it almost Chipotle style with like a real cracked out setup where they had like 5 options. And I looked at it. You know when like food gets like, the top layer just dries into a
thin
crust?
film.
Yeah.
Everything had a crust on top. None of them, it hadn't been like breached and mixed up. I looked at it and went like, I'll be right back. And
Yeah, you saw me open the door. Why didn't you fucking grab a spoon?
fucking
Yeah.
mix it up.
Yeah,
I looked
for
at it and
real.
just went, yeah, I'm good on that.
Yeah, like the second day of freshman year, me and my college roommate, because you get menus from all over the place, like all these restaurants, and we pulled our money together and ordered everything we could afford off of an Indian. We were either going to go Indian or Ethiopian because neither one of us had either one of those foods.
Yeah.
And we both had diarrhea for weeks.
Yeah, man.
It was wild.
You weren't acclimated.
Did you go to the Asian buffet?
Yeah.
Me and my friend used to hit the
one.
Asian buffet. We like hit it so many times over and over. Like, yo, why don't we do this all the time? And eventually we were like both like, yo, we got to stop going to this.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
just nonstop.
That's one of the first come ups as a young man.
Asian buffet.
Where you can go with your money.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, it's Asian buffet right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crab legs from fucking God knows where. And then I was munch crab legs and whatever else. And then it was like,
All the food tastes like IKEA food, like plastic display food.
yeah, dude, it's
And you're
so
like,
bad.
yeah, I can eat as much as this as I want to.
Our Asian buffet got shut down for health code violations.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
could do that all to them right now. But yeah, dude, I don't want to come down hard on the Asian buffet, but I've had negative digestive experiences.
Yeah.
And it's also
You
like,
ever parachute into an Asian buffet?
it's complete. It's a zero-sum game because like the people eating there are trying to fuck the restaurant. Like, I'm gonna get my money's worth, and the restaurant owners are going like, I'm gonna spend as least amount as possible. And it's these two. It's like two like flip sides of greedy forces confronting.
Yeah.
And it's just like they don't do that well, and everyone gets diarrhea. It's just a never-ending, eternal struggle.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna show these guys. I'm gonna get my money's worth, dude. And if they start withholding shit, I'm gonna ask them like, dude, where are the biscuits? I paid for the buffet. And it says biscuits on the thing.
Are more coming out?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we talking about the old country buffet though. OCB.
Yeah, I was more of a Sizzler guy. We would go to the Sizzler, and that was the big buffet. Oh, there was OCB. I think the Ground Round wasn't a buffet.
Dude, OCB is a fucking tourist destination.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I used to we used to at the Sizzler, and that was like, you'd see all your cousins, dude, and be like, can you believe we're fucking all get to eat all this fried chicken right now?
Do you see all the families at the OCB? It's like, because it is a tourist destination, so you get like anywhere from like the fattest family you'd ever seen to like the hottest family you'd ever seen.
Really?
Yeah. Old Country Buffet. That's the place to go.
When's the last time you frequented an OCB?
The last time was when
When's the last time you terrorized an Old Country?
yeah. It's like my girls and my son were here. It was when my dad's mom passed. My grandma.
Gotcha.
So we all went to the OCB afterwards and just had a fucking time.
That's tight.
Yeah, and the dessert, so like it's all like bread pudding. It's like freshly made, delicious. Like everything is amazing.
This has happened on the last like 5 podcasts I've done where by the end I'm so hungry.
You're talking about the OCB?
Stop,
Yeah,
dude.
Because it's the Amish.
I've been steering every conversation is just becoming
really?
about food
Yeah.
in my life.
Yeah.
I also accidentally lost 10 pounds since Skankfest.
Did you really?
Yeah. I'm actually getting kind of worried that I might be seriously ill.
Why?
I think I'm just stressed out and my sleep is off and my eating isn't right. And things were just very hectic for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But God almighty, am I hungry as fuck.
Yeah, I'm about to dial it in myself, dude. I'm like, I was on a nice little thing and I caught a cold and it completely derailed me for like 3 weeks. Now I'm slipping.
Halloween's brutal because it's like you end up obligated to do a bunch of activities with your kids for fun. You know what I mean? There's not any significance to them, but it's like you gotta go on the hayride. You have like 4 weekends in a row, and then God forbid someone has like a birthday and you end up going to a party. There's your foot stays on the gas, and there's no like extended break from school. You got like maybe a day off along the way. So it's like every day the kids are up early. Hopefully at night I've got something booked to do or something to make, and it's just, I'm down to 5.5 hours of sleep a night.
And then one day you just get more Reese cups than you can fucking
Oh
eat.
God, yeah.
How did the Halloween? How was the
God.
candy intake this year?
Dude, 3 kids.
How would you guys eat?
All the Butterfingers the first night.
Yeah, I'm still like a fucking squirrel stashing Reese cups from like I'm taking, because like they convinced themselves that they didn't like them for some reason.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I did good. Last Halloween I showed my ass and I fucking ate way too much candy. This year I've dialed it in. I just put all the candy in the basement and I've hidden it.
Dude, on the day after Halloween, I only ate Reese cups that day. Like the whole entire day. And then at the end of the night when everybody else was eating dinner, I was like, I should probably fucking
Pile it on top.
Like I'm just gonna call this a day. I'm gonna close this one out with Reese cups and like get normal tomorrow.
It's so fucking hard, dude.
Yeah.
Because that's my thing. I'm an extremist. So if I either not munch candy or I'll fucking pig. So I can't munch it.
This is what I did. So the day that I started off my morning with Reese cups, I convinced myself that I was doing that instead of drinking coffee.
Yeah,
This is what I'm talking about, dude. We all have a part of ourselves that's twisting our actions, dude. And I'm trying to get to the bottom. Dude, I'm trying to get to the bottom of my part that's twisting my actions in a way that I'm not thrilled about.
Because I wouldn't even have been drinking coffee. I only drink coffees on the day we record this podcast. So I wasn't even going to be drinking coffee that day anyway. And I still convinced myself that I was eating Reese cups instead of drinking coffee. And I was like, yeah, we're doing it. And I was never like, that's bullshit, Sidney. It was like, dude, I was like, yes, that is logical. This all makes sense. Crush.
Dude, when it comes to food, your mind hits a gas pedal that just goes really quick. And dude, I'll literally be like, all right, I'm done. And I'll be like, and I'll have a thing unwrapped and in my mouth. And I'm like, fuck, dude.
I invent shit.
Whose side are you on?
I will invent, like, I will like in the middle of like doing dishes, I will convince myself that now that I'm doing these dishes, I can reward myself with food.
Yeah,
dude, like,
sure. Yeah, no, you're a good boy. You get treats. I've never not been rewarded for being a good boy, even if it's me.
Yeah,
true.
I get a treat.
True.
Sidney, I think you're daydreaming about snacks.
Yeah, I was actually going to say this.
Yeah, I mean, if you call that daydreaming, then I do that.
No, you ate Reese's all day. That was real.
No, he's talking about while he's doing his dishes. He's like, donuts spinning through his mind.
Oh yeah.
You have Homer Simpson brain.
Yeah, I'm plotting on food. I'm plotting on food all day. Yeah, and it's, dude, I'm like a child too, where I'm like, okay, like, so like last night we had spaghetti for dinner, and I had a bowl of spaghetti, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, now I can have donuts as long as I have more spaghetti after my donuts. Like, dude, I don't even know why that made sense to me, but I did it. I fucking did it. At 11 o'clock, I got in my car and went to Wawa and grabbed 2 donuts, an eclair or a Boston cream and a fucking
God
glaze.
damn, bro, that's so decadent.
Yeah.
Boston cream?
Ate the Boston cream in the car.
What time?
It was like 11 o'clock.
Bro, that's your fucking witching hour, man.
Yeah. I ate the Boston
I'm gonna
cream in
get
the
a
car.
padlock for your fucking door. Lock you in, dude. What the fuck? You crushed a Boston cream at 11 a.m.?
Yes, 11 p.m. And then but I saved the glaze until I got to the house. I don't eat them both in the car like a fucking animal. I can wait until I get to the house to eat one of them.
You're a sugar gremlin.
Dude,
Oh my God, dude.
wild. It is wild. Like
dude,
the things
I hear
happening
you.
in my brain that like afterwards, like when I'm like, like finished the thing, like I cannot believe I just did that.
Yeah.
Like that's how dudes cheat on their wives.
Yeah.
Like that's how, dude. It's it's fucking wild.
I want a powdered green filled donut so badly right now.
Do you get any resistance when you slip out for a little?
No,
Donut is just like, yo,
that's
I
the
got
other
you.
thing. That's the other thing. Like, I've always been like a hyper impulsive spaz,
Yeah.
and so like Ansley doesn't give a fuck. She knows that like I'll be back.
Time
you
to
know?
get donuts, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, dude, especially when I was like, when before the pandemic and everything stopped being 24 hours, like Walmart would still be 24 hours. Like she'll like wake up and like call me and just like without like, are you home? Like, nah, I'm out. Like, are you at Walmart? Could you get batteries? Like, yeah.
You're just staring at cupcakes at 6 a.m.
Dude,
You will be mine.
my God.
I'm gonna cut the grass today and eat you.
So who was that? Who was that? Patty LaBelle started making pies. I think it was.
I don't know.
And she was selling them at Walmart.
I agree.
Right?
I believe you.
They're like these. It was like, was it Patty LaBelle? Danny Dubs.
Oh, you're
Thank
such
you.
a sugar hole.
Dude, so is Dubs, by the way. He's leaving me out here to like
Call you-
defend
call
us.
you
I'm defending us, Danny.
I've done everything Sidney has done.
Dude,
Like everything.
I'm gonna call
Patty
you.
LaBelle's
I'm call you
pies.
Fatty LaBelle.
dude. So yeah.
How are her pies?
So I was
Diva worthy?
I never had one. I would go window shop them. Dude, I window shop treats all the time.
Oh my God.
Dude, that is like one of my favorite things. I go to Walmart or go to whatever grocery store I go to.
Yeah.
And I go to the treat section and just like pick things up and look at them. Imagine how I would like hold them and eat them. And like, it is my favorite thing to do in the grocery store. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That is my shit. Like, and you know, that's like when I'm like really like having a crave and I can't, like, it's like I'm in a time period where I can't cheat. Like I can't have the sweets. I window shop hard. Like
You check 'em out.
Dude, I will be going home like late at night on the way home from like a show or whatever we're doing, like comedy shit. And I'll stop at Wawa, get out of my car, go to the donut case, just look at donuts and then leave.
It's Wayne's World. You
Yeah.
will be mine.
Yeah, I do. It's like I do that shit way more often than I would care to admit.
You admire the layout.
Do everything. I would just like even sweets that I don't even really eat. Like when I'm in that phase, I'll go and just like stare at them.
I get hit with that hard if when I start working out, I get that demon real hard where it's like, bro, you've been putting in effort, man.
Yeah,
You ran a mile this week.
yeah.
I instantly, I'm like, my body needs fuel.
Who's a good boy?
My body needs fuel. It's not even a matter of that. My body needs fuel right now, dude. Like I'm burning. I'm going overdrive. But dude, if I start eating sugar, I have to eat it every single day. I either can't have it at all, or I'm eating it every fucking day.
So again, if you consider this a daydream, right? So I have a fantasy that I like to do where I'm just coming home and I'm just every time I crush it on something, I just have a donut. Right? Like I'll come home, hop up on before I even come in the house, hop up on the ladder, clean the gutters out. Like as I'm getting down off the ladder, open up my pocket, smash a donut on the way into the house. As soon as I get into the house, the kids are like, they're arguing, they're fighting over something. I'm just like solving one problem. Boom, that kid's good, donut. That kid's good, donut. What you doing, babe? How was your day? You know, dude, it's just like
You're Homer Simpson, dude.
yeah, dude, it's like that is
What if we locked you in a room full of munchkins, and it was just like an overnight, just you and munchkins in one room, and it's just like, well, what are your thoughts on munchkins?
dude, I can't not get in my car and go to Wawa at 12 o'clock to look at donuts. Are you kidding me? There's no way.
You couldn't withhold
No way.
the munchkins.
Yeah, because so last night when I went to Wawa, it was like I was either gonna get them or not gonna get them.
Yeah.
And I was gonna see how they looked. And when I got there,
Oh my God, dude.
the truck was still there from like just having delivered them.
What was
So
that?
they were fresh.
yeah.
So I was like, well, I gotta get them.
Yeah.
There's no way.
That truck was probably a mirage, dude. You didn't see the end of his truck. You hallucinated the truck.
Yeah, nah, it was that. It was that. They were fresh. Because here's how you know the donuts at Wawa are just delivered. They still have air in the little package. You know, they're in packages now. Like if they're deflated, it's like, well, this is like you're at your own risk.
That's an old party balloon.
Yeah.
That's a party balloon 2 inches off the floor, just hovering across, getting blown around by the air conditioner.
That's not going to carry you to the heights you want to go to.
I mean, if it has to, but if I'm lucky enough to get them when they're still a little puffy in the package, like I appreciate life.
Yeah,
it's the small things, man.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's just small things is a very funny way to classify fucking basically like leaning against a chain link fence for donuts.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's good you enjoy that. I have a bad aesthetic complex where I'm just kind of, or aesthetic, whatever it is, where I'm just constantly like, what if I didn't eat? And I just eat all day, and I'm like, damn, I fucking blew it today.
Yeah, it was way better than not eating all day. That's the end result every time. What if I abstain from food?
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, I just ate Pop-Tarts for the second time today. So,
well, I've been trying to turn a corner and getting like some form of control over what I do, because it's like I'll go to my parents' house and I'll just fucking grub to the point of like discomfort. Well, I'm like, I don't have. There's no. It's not serving me to do that at all. I need to not do that. Just for myself.
Every time I stop eating Oreos, I go to my dad's house for dinner, and they just like put it out. They make sure everyone has some Oreos.
Dude, it's every fucking night. Every time we go back there,
I don't even realize
it's treats. It's ice cream every time.
When I go,
the best.
Yeah. When I go to my mom's house, I don't even realize it. I'm just like opening the refrigerator, grabbing her leftovers, just like munching. It's like an instinct. You go home, you're home.
Yeah, I check the fridge.
Yeah, it's like, let's go.
There's 3 spots. I check the fridge, check the freezer, see what kind of frozen desserts they're working with, and I pop this one thing, like what kind of chips, what's the chip setup?
You're going to have to put me down soon.
We're almost at an hour and a half.
All right.
Oh, what the fuck,
shit.
dude?
You're letting us torture Butterly for like 20 minutes?
You guys seemed upset that I cut you off at an hour.
Oh, we were kidding. That was perfect.
This is a betrayal.
No.
What? How could you do this to me?
I knew we were going long. I can feel it.
You saw me suffering. We're gonna have to have a talk off the air. No.
Sidney, sweet talk.
Yeah, Danny was entranced, dude. Danny's got a problem
I liked
too.
it.
Oh my god.
He was imagining eating donuts too.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Don't forget to watch the Q&A that we put up last week.
Yeah.
It was actually funnier than most podcast episodes.
That was awesome. Yeah.
That was
a blast.
We'll get to more questions next time for sure.
We will. Live. Maybe. Maybe not.
Danny's saying yes.
Maybe yes.
All right. Thank you.